Hello, this is Notser, and what has happened? I go away for a week on vacation because I'm sick. And I come back and Wargaming is doing all this PR stuff. I'm still not feeling 100%. Hunt for Bismarck came out, and oh my. So let's digest exactly what happened. I was sick for about a week and a half. So much pain that I couldn't work. I'm sure some people have gone through something similar. I apologize for that profusely. There's nothing I can really do about that, except apologize. Now, I couldn't stream, I couldn't do videos, all that stuff. It was just hard to exist. Days where, you can't sleep. It happens. We're better. It's improved. I think we are definitely out of the worst part of it. So that's why I'm making this video right now. But let's get to what really matters. And this wargaming stuff, this is drama. We know drama wargaming. So apparently, a Wargaming EU community contributor for World of Tanks created a 2-minute rant video about how much he hates wargaming and everything they stand for. Blah, blah, blah. F wargaming. F that. F that. It's not professional, but it's his style. And they signed off on that style when they gave him a community contributor status. So kind of hard to feel bad for wargaming on that one. I have my own opinions about professionalism and how you handle yourself. I would personally prefer people to not act like lunatics sometimes, but that sells, right? So the person, 2-minute video, ranting, I don't really think it was unfair. I think it just boiled over, and this was his expression. Well, Wargaming EU PR guy was like, oh, we gotta get rid of this right now. This is bad. Okay, well, how do we get rid of it? Oh, could you please take it down? No, it's my video. I'm not taking it down. Okay, well, please take the video down, or we will revoke your community contributor status. The community contributor, of course, says, fine, go ahead. I don't care. You don't really need to be a community contributor to make content. It gives you early access to premiums, but it's not the be-all, end-all. And it didn't work. He called their bluff. So, how do we deal with a video that's hostile towards wargaming and we need to get rid of it now because community contributor has created it? Let's use copyright. So DMCA was threatened, and immediately the individual caved like a folding chair. And for good reason. DMCA is no joke. It's very hard to fight DMCA claims as the individual. Corporations have all the money, all the wealth, all that stuff. I don't believe that wargaming had anything to stand on as far as a DMCA claim. The guy's just talking 2 minutes at a browser, whatever. So that would have failed, but to go to court to fight it, that was not going to happen. Who's going to spend $50,000, $100,000 on going to court when the video probably makes $200, if that? I mean, no one's going to do that. So 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, 1% don't go through with it, and they go, okay, well, we'll fight you. Well, most people just cave and they take it off. And that's what he did. He took it off. And at some point, people wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. Did you, in fact, suggest that you would claim it as copyright in order to get the video taken down? Well, no. Yeah, no. Well, there was proof that you did. So the text went out, and everyone's like, well, this is bad. Okay, well, Wargaming PR guy, I'm sorry. Someone told me that this is just unacceptable. Get it down anyway. I was just nervous. That's probably exactly how it went. So, DMCA, big issue. Why is it a big issue? It's brute force to get media off the internet that might be copyright. You don't need to prove that it was copyright because it's sort of like you're guilty until proven innocent. That doesn't fly in my country, but apparently it flies for entertainment because it's just brutal. And if you get 3 copyright strikes, you are gone. You are blackballed, never again allowed to make online content for YouTube. So it's a big deal. And of course the guy's going to cave. I don't blame him at all for caving. But the PR guy misused the copyright claim. You even suggesting it, you can't do that. You just can't do that. It's going to be a PR nightmare. And it was. And then he's like, well, I'm sorry. I didn't think it would be such a big deal. I mean, yes, I think we did know. We just were hoping that it wouldn't get out. That's probably the truth. And that's okay. Whatever. Businesses, you know, a lot of slime goes down with everything. It's whatever. So, everyone's like, okay, well, this is great. He apologized. Even though he did something bad, he apologized. Another region said that hate speech and homophobic slurs will not be tolerated. We reserve the right to remove any content that is hateful or homophobic. But the video was not. Do you still stand by that statement? We stand by the statement that hateful speech and homophobic slurs will not be tolerated. That kind of sounds like you're suggesting that this individual is a racist and a homophobe, because you still go back to that particular phrase, which is just some PC PR crap that everyone has. You know, oh, well, if someone's really bad, we got to take it down. And that's how they do it. So that escalated it back up to 11 or 12 because, quite frankly, I don't think that a community contributor would be allowed to exist if he was a homophobe or a racist. And, yeah, a lot of miscommunication, right? And I always love these guys. It's like, oh, well, it's this region's fault. It's the fault of having 4 PR firms for your game. And that's the only thing wrong here. That's never going to work. It never works when you split it 4 ways. It's like, we think this is just fine. This is terrible. You know, that. I think they need to merge that stuff. I think they need to merge a lot of things, but it's one thing to communicate with the community. It's entirely different to try and police it with different regions, not really communicating, maybe having different values. Your value should be unified. A company's value should be unified. And I think that's where the mistake is. This has happened so many times. I can't even imagine why it still exists this way. But this sort of thing should never happen, where there's one group saying one thing, the other saying something completely different. But you know what? These guys, they're just trying to communicate. They don't really have a lot of overlap on direct communication between the different regions because they have their own job. They have their own jobs to do. They're fulfilling all this stuff. So, yeah, I understand. This is what I think is going to happen. Wargaming, big honcho, is going to say, we apologize for threatening using copyright claim. This is a company value that we don't do this. Also, we apologize directly to the individual for suggesting that they are a racist and a homophobe. Because when you say, well, we protect the rights of hate, you know, we reserve the right to remove anything with hateful speech. And are you sure you're actually saying that? Yes, we reserve the right. Well, you are basically suggesting that this person has done that. And he didn't. So I expect, oh, we're sorry for the copyright. Oh, we're sorry for suggesting this person. Please spend money on our game. We really like people spending money. That's what I expect to happen. And I'm going to stick because it doesn't help you for everyone to pull out. It's sort of like not voting. It's your right, absolutely. But if you don't participate in the process, how is it going to get better? You know, I could walk away, go do another game. You would lose a voice, a direct line to talk to them, to tell them what we don't like, what we do like. And I think that's important. Now, having said that, before all this happened, I am not going to commit to 7 days of World of Warship content. I just can't do that. It's too dangerous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just have a casual day where I'm playing a game, probably FPS, I love FPS, historical in nature probably, and that's sort of what I'm going to do. Maybe strategic, maybe related to new release content. Just talking about it, my feelings on it, maybe some baseline strategy to help you out, and maybe if people like that, we'll grow it into a larger series. But I am not going to make one product any longer. It's too dangerous. I'm not even going to be associated with one single corporation because it's too dangerous. They could change their belief structure and with a new CEO or whatever, you know. It's just too dangerous. So that's how it all went down. I was sick. Wargaming did a ton of stuff, and I'm interested in protecting my existence with other content. I hope that you can forgive me for not releasing content. It's just the way it works. This was interesting. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.